Oh, welcome back to Atwood's Garage. Can't remember where I left off in the last video, so let's start off with a little catch me up. Be right back. All right, well, it's going to be another rainy weekend here at Atwood's Garage. In fact, we've got more thunderstorms due any time. But the upside of that is it is dropping the heat. It was in the 90s with a 102 temp index with humidity. So the real feel is pretty miserable around here. So hopefully these move through, cool things off, make it a decent evening to work. It won't bother me none in here. But let's get caught up on the Jeep here. I believe I sort of had it sitting on coils in the last video, but if not, it is sitting on coils. Sort of. I'm still waiting on materials to finish the passenger side. That's actually the upper link just sitting in there for reference. Everything should be here tomorrow. The tubing to finish the fourth link. And everything to do the steering. Got all that from Rough Stuff. The 4th of July sale. Took a little while to get here. Kind of disappointed in that. Kind of set me back a little bit. But, and if I want to be honest with myself, I set myself back a little further because I got kind of lazy this week anyway. Between the heat and just needing a bit of a break. Didn't get a whole lot done. But we did get some done. Anyways. So as you can see, axles, the lower coils are in and about 90% welded up. There's some spots underneath that I need to finish up. This weekend's goal is to get an upper truss made. To kind of incorporate the diff mount, and I need to take some measurements to see how far I can go with it. Make sure if I'm going to hit my pan or not, to where I can put the belly of the truss, because I'd like to be able to really just go straight across and drop2 and then put two more tabs over there to do the upper link. We'll see what happens with the tape measure. Anyways, these are supposedly 2-inch lift JK coils. Ooh, 1 second here. Ooh, get a little bit of lightheaded there. Anyways, these are supposedly Rough Country or Rubicon Express 2-inch coils for a JK, believe 4-door. I'm not sure if there's a difference, but I think they were for a 4-door. And they're working out real well. This is probably 85% of the weight that this front end's going to see, and it's sitting pretty good. Real happy with it. Here's the upper frame side mount on a kicker. Got some finish welding yet to do there. Here's the inside mount. That still needs gusseted and closed up yet. Still open on the tube here, so it's just tacked in. So I'll drop it out, finish it out, and then put it back on the frame where I want it. I haven't done a video yet on this, but I do have the back floor in and the trapdoor cover made. It's all welded in. I just gotta put some rib nuts in so I can screw the trapdoor down. And that is just strictly because I'm on the near side of 60. And if I can work from above on something, I don't want to work over top of it versus underneath of it. So that is purely for just rear axle access. So I can get to the drive shaft and the upper links, and to be honest, the lower links from that trapdoor. Everything's sitting back here right now. I needed some part of that 1/4-inch sheet, so everything got moved back there. But I think, well, one more thing I got done. You can see I do have my headlights in, and they're just riv nutted into the fiberglass. For that, they're real thin, but they clear the radiator. And I do have a mount done there for that. It was just a piece of 1x3, acting as a lower mount for the radiator and a light duty cross member. And then I haven't brainstormed my way here yet. I mean, I need to make room for obviously a winch, but I haven't decided what I'm doing as far as building out the bumper and front cross member. Well, the front bumper, I guess. I guess they do have a cross member. It's at least as strong as the sheet metal one the Jeep originally had. Anyways, I'm trying to keep this back as best I can, etc., so I can keep it as high as I can, but I also don't want to cut the grill any further, and which means I'm going to have to drop down and then, you know, see how it shakes out, or I got to pull it forward. One of the two. We'll see what happens there. The steering box is in its tentative home. I've just got 2 brackets, a sleeve, and another sleeve on the outside. And that's it for right now. And I'm holding it up here with this piece of 1-inch to make clearance for that U-joint. And I got a pretty good, I think, I may shim it with a piece of 1/4 inch as well. Just to get better, just a hair more in line. But that's the back of the pinion arm. That puts that pinion just over top of this. So when I do the truss, I will bring these in probably half again from where they are right now. That way when this thing comes up, that mount will ultimately pivot up and away from it because it should swing over to the right a bit as it comes up. But that's also the JK box. I do have an Astro box sitting over on the floor over there by that Maddox box there. It's the exact same case as an XJ. It's just got reverse gears in it, and the pinion arm goes out forward. I'm also going to probably go into a WJ Pitman arm to get the length in order to get it to match up better to the length of the arms of the Super Duty. That's one issue I currently have on the blue Jeep, is I still have a stock XJ Pitman arm on it, and I'm not getting full steer. I'm locking out at the column before I'm locking out on the axle. So, excuse me, I'm locking out on the steering box before I'm locking out on the axle. Anyways, today's goal is turn that fan back on because it's still muggy as all get out. But I want to start getting this upper link mount put in. But first, I want to cut this because it's still, as it's mounted up and easy to work on, I need to cut this fender, then take it off. That means taking the nose off. So let's get stuff broke down, get this fender cut, and start working on the link. Be right back. All right, well, first and foremost, apologize for the fan noise, but I have to have it. I'm going to time lapse this anyway. So stick around and zip out this lower part of the fender. Now what I got here is just some 1/4 inch good old split loom. And I'm going to run that along the inside edge of the cut I just made, so I don't cut my head or my hands or my arms. Give it a nice finished edge. Later on I'll pull it back off and I'll squirt some weather strip adhesive down the length of it, put it back on. It'll look nice, it'll keep you from cutting your fingers, and it's cheap to replace. So let's get a piece put in here so we can get this fender pulled off. Makes for a real nice clean edge. I also did it on the inside where I cut the inner apron off. So, go and get this fender out of the way. All right, what you jammed up on? There we go. All right. That gets the fender off. Put the rest of this away. There. Go ahead and close the hood. That'll need to be under here. You can see the cut I made in the ear here to shove it forward. And I'm planning on taking some thin wall 2-inch box steel. I've got some over there, it's 14 gauge, about 90 thousandths, something of that nature. A little thinner than I'd like, but I have it. And I'm going to start right about here, which is the heaviest point of the A-pillar. I'm going to come down, I'm going to cut down the top of this out, whatever 2 inches is, and I'm going to lay it in right under through here to here, and weld it in to strengthen this top corner. From there, I'm still working on how I'm tying these points back. Haven't decided yet, but I do know I'm going to do this much. I may do something else internally with a hoop or something for the shocks, and I may tie the front end of that hoop. I'm not sure yet. And then tie that in, tie it in, whatever. Work in progress. Next up is I got my piece cut already for my kicker. And I still need to do the brackets. So I'm going to take a pause here, go ahead and burn those out real fast, get them cleaned up and bring them up here. And we'll get this upper mount sorted out. I'll be right back.
Day 3.
Welcome back. It's been a couple of days. The weekend was absolutely nasty here. Mid-90s, humidity in the 80% range, dew point 76 degrees or something like that. It was just absolutely nasty. So bad even my AC unit was having fits, but I got that rectified today. But we did get some accomplished, so let's get you caught up. First and foremost, we got the kicker in and the upper mount frame side in. I still have to do the lower mount yet. And if y'all want to see how I work around here, this is it. I mean, there's the Jeep, there's the wall, and barely 2 feet. Then I got all this stuff up in here. Of course, I got the hoist in here for the time being, which is not normally in here, but it allows me to lift this thing up and down so I can get the coils in and out, move the axle in and out. Anyways, we'll duck under here. And steering box is in. A couple of tabs and slugs, a couple of slugs through the frame. And that's the original. It's still gonna be welded on the inside here. And that's the original XJ box. As I've said before, I have a Astrovan box that faces forward. It's the exact same box other than the fact that it's got the reverse gears with the forward pinion. So I'll get that one cleaned up. We'll drill and tap it for hydro assist. And we'll get it bolted in place here shortly. But meanwhile, I can mock up with the existing XJ box. So I got steering shafts installed. I mean, the bolt's not in, but let's see. Yeah, I think I've shown you about the mounts and everything. Started working on truss here. Drew that up and cut it out last night. I just welded it up tonight. And it's going to get some more weld on it yet. I just got it tacked in place so I can get these upper mounts put in position, get those tacked in, and then I'll knock it loose, finish weld it, and then I can toss it in. On this side, eventually, I'm going to cut a small piece to fit in here and weld it to the bucket to here. Obviously welded here, all along the side here. I don't want to weld a whole lot to the differential because I don't want to just frankly do it. It's a real pain to get it heated up and everything. That said, this piece will get cut, angled down, and again another filler piece to brace it up and attach it to the bucket. That's just a chunk of 3/8 diamond plate that I picked up at the scrapyard, and more quarter plate that I have for the truss. It's got braces on the inside, and then these are the tabs for the upper mount. And yeah, it's still hot. It's crazy in here because I don't have my fan going currently. But I've got lower mount and upper mount set to 0, truss matching. And I really would love to have my door open, but I've already got enough mosquitoes in here from having it open earlier. And they're chasing me around the garage here tonight. There's the other link. That is my upper for the right side. And sharp-eyed of you may notice a bit of a color change in a couple inches in. Yeah, I got it in Saturday. My son was here giving me a hand. He was able to spend a few hours helping. And well, that's actually the lower link. And I'm still making the same mistake. That is the lower link for the passenger side. And I immediately measured out the top link over here. Proudly gave him a measurement. Checked it again, shouted at him again. He promptly cut it to the exact measurement I gave him. And I just looked at him after it was done and realized I'm an idiot. So we ended up, unfortunately, I already had the insert in, so we just lopped it off at the insert. I thankfully have some scraps left over from previous projects. And I had some 1.5 inch tube left over from another project that was not being used. So I cut it up and we slugged it. So it's got a nice piece of 1.5 inch quarter wall inside of it there. So hot day, not paying attention. Damn sure knew my measurement. And it was right, just for the wrong link. Anyway, we've got it corrected now. Like I said, I still got to put the frame side in. I'm going to put you back up on the stand here and try to figure out how to get you positioned, because we're going to get these tabs set up on this truss here. And I think that's all I'm going to get done tonight, is just to get those tacked in place. It is just too hot. So, enough talking. Let's put you on the stand. Let's get busy. All right. Let's get you good and close into the action here. Get this link. My bolt. Nobody got insert right now. Set that up there. What the heck? Really? All right. I'll have to shave that one down, because she don't fit the heim. And then here's my pile. Get another one. Hopefully that stupid thing fits. And as you can tell, working in this garage is a bit of a dance. There we go. There's that. That. Snuggered up. Should be about right. Should be flush. Yep. Flush to the front edge. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. It is incredibly nasty in here without that fan. So bear with me as I play around the jungle gym here. Another bolt. Try not to clog myself. Arrgh. There we go. Go. Should roughly be correct. Phew. Now I need to verify everything from the ball joints to the center. Just take in any consideration, any irregularities. We have to adjust the arm length, etc. So I'll make sure in the right spots. So let's see what we got here. Center with the ball joint. And I'm 16 and a half. Check it out here. From there. That says I'm about 18. So I'm going to need to roll this link in a bit. Just so I get my links where they belong. Axle should be real close and accurate to where it needs to be. But that's the beauty of having everything adjustable. I can be off just a tick and still get things correct. I'll have to mute everybody here. Sorry about that. Can't see well enough. Yeah, it should be about right where, yeah, maybe yep. Certainly well, and too far. I'm just hanging out over the edge there. Okay, so we're flush there. A little long over there. Ouch. Sorry, everybody. I just knuckled my shin. Same thing over here. That was just a tick long. All right. Good there. Square there. I'm sure we got moved here. Ball joint. 16. Slide just a tick. Back out. Feels real close. Only too much. Sixteen and a half to the edge. Link looks square. Link looks square here. This one needs brought down. How far am I overhanging over there? Okay. So I am hanging out over the inside edge here a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is just cut a small piece and I'll add it on. Just add a little support structure. I don't think it's absolutely necessary, but it certainly won't hurt. Now there's the upper links. Let me double check my axle. Make sure it hasn't settled. The last thing I want to do is goof that up. I know I'm good here. And yeah, I'm down just a tick. There we go. Somebody's coming in. Hi, filming. Hi, Austin. Say hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, Austin's here. I'm getting ready to weld the front links on here in a second. All right, got the axle set where it needs to be. Hits true to 0. Make sure these mounts are down one last time. Now let's get these son of a guns tacked in place.
Camera.
It's hiding down there. Austin's like, what are you doing? I'm hiding stuff. All right, Austin, I'm gonna weld these in. I'll be in a minute because I'm about done out here.
Okay.
I've already sweated through my second shirt so far tonight.
Jesus. I'll see you when you're done.
Yep. All right. Let's get these son of a guns stacked in. Oh, smacking my heads. All right, tacked in anyway. So from here, I'll double check everything. I need to get the other link put in place. But there's 3 of 4. So the other one's, like I said, the lower link's already here. I just gotta do the other side. We'll take care of that tomorrow night. And we shall pick this up then. So stick around, we'll get this lower link in, and that'll be the end of getting this front end put together. From here, gotta design some high steers, brackets for the hydro assist, finish weld everything, drag this axle out, finish weld everything that I can't get to or get underneath from, get that done. Close. But this is one thing's true. This will be a rolling chassis by the end of the week. So stick around to see if I make my goal. Back tomorrow. All right, welcome back. Following evening. Still hot. As you can see, it's sticky as all get out. Having a good time here though, and outside of watching our buddies over there at, there we go, Hustle House Performance. They're doing their build. Watching them while I'm building mine. But we got the last link put in. It's tacked in place. That gets us axle completely attached. Everything needs double checked and finish welded. Since I still got to do shocks, which will be right in here and coming up. So I'm trying to brainstorm something through here as far as capturing the top side. It's also going to have a limit strap and ultra cheap bump stops. And by ultra cheap bump stops, I mean hockey pucks. So I am going to stack hockey pucks in the coils here. to build my bump stops. So I'll have a hockey puck, I'll have a plate, steel plate in here to capture the spring, top and bottom, and then probably 2 hockey pucks, probably the same at the bottom. That should give me 6.5 inches, and these things coil bind at 5.5. So that'd be giving me just shy of coil bind. I gotta take some final measurements. It maybe end up being 5 hockey pucks, I'm not sure yet. But this is actually sitting at current ride height. Now mind, I've still gotta put the radiator back in, the fenders back on, a front bumper, and a winch. So she's gonna sink a little bit. From there, I'm gonna have to articulate everything and see what happens as far as these links. Should be good to go here. I got about 4 inches here currently. I'm only planning on 5 inches up travel at the tire. So it should be okay there. Should be okay as far as the frame on the inside there. That's where we're at. And there's the truss. Now I need to cut that piece, fold it down. There'll be a piece that comes up from the bucket to capture that. Same thing over there. And then finish weld it. And that'll complete. And I got pieces that go still on top of the upper links there to box them in a little bit. And that'll complete that. But that's where we're at right now. Hopefully here, from my understanding, the weather's supposed to break. It'll be Thursday, I think, before it does though. But we're going to get in the high 70s, low 80s, and low humidity. We're getting some Canadian air, so they say. So that'll help cool things off through the weekend. I'll see what I can get done. I do have my 40th high school reunion this weekend. So I have plans for Friday night and Saturday night. Meeting up with some old friends. Talking about old times. But we'll still get something done. So I got the steering kit here. I do have my 05 steering link or high steer prototypes. Kind of setting these up there to see what I can do as far as modifying my existing design for 05s for 9904. We'll get those changes made, get a couple of pieces cut to see for fit, get the high steer done, get the steering on, and this thing will be rolling, little luck, by the end of the weekend. Anyways, this is Adam's Garage. Appreciate you watching. See you next time. We're out.
Thank you.